right, man. Detroit Lions extend Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell. I think they said through 2027. This probably was to make up why they didn't go out there and get a big name free agent. We go through this every year. The Lions don't want to spend the money on free agency. Excuse me. You got to overpay people to come to Detroit. So this was their makeup. Oh, let's just extend Brad and Dan. And so I don't have an issue with it. I don't like the timing of it. We supposed to be landing big name free agents, or and maybe it was a facade, and maybe they feel like it wasn't. I don't want to say a facade. I want to say maybe they feel like them making to the NFC Championship game wasn't really real, because they don't seem like a team that has urgency to really get put over the top. So maybe they don't feel like they that close away. They want to continue to build the thing the right way. And at the end of the day, you build championship caliber teams year in and year out with franchise caliber quarterbacks, and you do it through the draft. One thing that New England Patriot was always a contender was because of Tom Brady, and then what they did in the personnel department. Now, they didn't draft per se well, but Bill Belichick was great at resalvaging players. He was excellent. He knew, if you notice, he knew that he had to get, a lockdown corner, whether it was Ty Law, Khalid Talib, Darrelle Revis, Stephon Gilmore. You go through the names of the guys that was top corners that played in New England, they understood that to the T, And we'll see what they cook up here, Rarely the team that won free agency or won the offseason, on paper, win the Super Bowl. Look this year, Kansas City. 49ers made all these splash moves. Chase Young, and they got all these players, Christian McCaffrey, Debo, and they ain't winning. What did Kansas City do in the offseason? You know what I'm saying? They got some offensive tackles, I believe. That's about it. So, but I guess they got to pay Brad and Dan. I just like the timing of it. Per se, should have waited and did it before and after free agency, but I don't think nobody gonna argue with bringing them back. They've been the best we had in quite some time. Brad's killed the draft last year. Dan did a good job. I mean, he did a good job in year 2 when they started off with 1-6, 1-7. Not losing control of that locker room. A lot of y'all was saying fire Dan Campbell. And I'm saying, my whole thing was like, why? If you gonna fire him, what the hell you gonna get? What you gonna upgrade to? That was my thing. If people bring up, well, you said they should have got Rob Saleh. Rob Saleh was a great coach. Well, look at him at the New York Jets. I mean, obviously, they didn't do a good job drafting Zach Wilson. I like Zach Wilson, but and a good professional. When you come from money, it's hard to be a great quarterback. Andrew Luck came from a lot of money. That motherfucker walked away. So I don't need this abuse. They misdiagnosed me twice. I'm out of here. And what's the saying? The rich get richer. He walked away from the game, and they let him keep all his money. But they made a mistake, though. They doctors misdiagnosed him twice, so that's why he walked away. People don't talk about that. That's been a huge issue. Tyrod Taylor in the situation, the malpractice, I think, out there in L.A. With the Chargers. And then, people look at what the Lions did with Calvin and not let him keep his money. And you wonder why people don't want to sign free agency, be a free agent in Detroit. Don't look no further than what they did to Barry. Look no further what they did to Calvin. And they let Stafford go where he wanted to go. You think people don't see that shit? So not only does the organization have a bad name reputation-wise, the city has a bad name reputation-wise. So you got 2 strikes against you. Really, you talk about the owner, and 3 strikes against you. So ain't nobody really want to come to Detroit. And you can make a case, well, other teams has made it happen. Who really want to go to Kansas City? No offense to y'all, but I'm just saying. Who really, New York and LA got the 2 hottest markets, and down there in Miami. You know, and Miami might be doing the best out of all markets, them and the Rams. So, but this was their major free agent splash. Was extending, you know, Dan and Brad till 2027. This was their major free. This is the biggest free agent signing they had in quite since Golden Tate. This is the biggest. You know, so I mean, we'll see what else he can cook up in the draft. They traded a pick for Carlton Davis. They gotta pay him. They still gotta pay him Ross St. Brown. You know, like I said before, and I look at the defense, it's godly slow. It's a slow defense. You know, but they got some room to make up defensively, and you know, with athletes. They don't have one athlete that say, well, he's superior at his position. Maybe Aiden Hutchinson is one. But other than that, on that defense, Aiden Hutchinson and probably the safeties, F.A. Malafanu and another guy, and Kirby Joseph. They might be the only real, you know, I really think maybe F.A. because he was a corner changed to safety. So he way above average for a cornerback, for safety athleticism. So they just a slow-ass defense. Y'all be wondering why Lamar and Fields be cooking them. They just neglect to get speed. I just don't understand it. I see they got a problem athletic-wise. They don't see it. So, you know, they say, we'll go get DJ Reader, another big, slow motherfucker. Like, come on. But apparently, you know, they might be letting Bonito Jones go, so they going to get another run plugger. So, but they got some issues. You know, and as much as they rehab the organization, they got a lot more work to do to fully restore what the Lions once were early in the inception of the NFL and the franchise. They got a long way to go. This year, you know, you got to think about it. Think about it this way: people who want to self-improve and lose weight. You've been a fat motherfucker, excuse my language, for 20 years of your life. Let's just say you're 21. 20 years of your life, you've been a fat motherfucker. You think 1 month is going to clear 100 or 20 years of bad habits? No, a year is really not going to clear all the bad habits you got. It takes time. Discipline and time. So to truly rehabilitate a temple, it's a day at a day. It's a day to day, week to week, month to month, year to year. You know, and then when you fully rehab the temple, you fully rehab the organization, your body, whatever it may be. Now the hard part is maintaining having that reputation. Continue to elevate or maintain that reputation. So, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance. Get notifications. We go live, we drop video. Financially, you want to support the channel? Cash App, $CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on X, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole nine. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.